JayZ finally breaks down the truth behind his public collapse. Viewer guidance is advised. The following content is intended purely for informational and entertainment purposes. Something happened that no one saw coming. JayZ, the king of calm and control, lost it, right in front of the world. For a man who built his empire brick by brick, from the Marcy projects to billions in the bank, this was not just another bad day. It was a collapse, raw, emotional, and absolutely unfiltered. And when it happened, the whole city went silent. Social media exploded. Clips of JayZ's breakdown went viral in minutes. People were shocked, some were confused, some were sad, and some even said it was a publicity stunt. But deep down, everyone knew. This was different. This was personal. So, what pushed one of the most calculated minds in music over the edge? Behind those designer shades is a man carrying decades of secrets, betrayals, and pain. People close to him whisper about the stress, about the cracks we all missed. Some point to that infamous elevator moment with Solange. Others talk about the pressure of being married to a global icon like Beyoncé, always on display, never allowed to falter. But this time, it wasn't just whispers. JayZ's silence broke, and with it came an outpouring of everything he'd held in for years. Allegations started swirling around Diddy, and people began to draw connections. Names were being dropped, stories resurface. One of the loudest voices came from someone who'd been close to the inner circle. He claimed Diddy had manipulated, betrayed, and silenced people who once helped him rise. And now, those same people were speaking out, loud. The accusations weren't light. They painted Diddy as a man who turned his back on the very people who helped him succeed. The raids on his homes for sex trafficking shocked the industry. The Diddy we knew, brother love, now seemed like a mask hiding a much darker persona. JayZ, caught in the middle of this storm, had tried to stay silent, but when the pressure got too much, it all erupted. And that eruption made people ask questions, not just about Diddy, but about Jay himself. Whispers turned to shouts. Talks of Kathy White, the alleged pregnant mistress of JayZ, who died suddenly from what some called an imaginary aneurysm. Or the mysterious death of the woman who wrote Bling right after her book hit the bestseller list. All this, and more, had been buried under layers of image control and PR spin. People started to wonder, who protects the powerful when they fall? When the boss is the one hurting you, who do you go to? This isn't just about JayZ's personal life. It's about a culture that's been silent for too long, and now, the silence is breaking. One woman boldly called out Claudia Jordan and linked her to Diddy. Another claimed Beyoncé used witchcraft on her, even saying she was hypnotized and attacked in her sleep. It sounds crazy, like a bad tabloid headline, but these people weren't laughing. They were scared, and worst of all, they said nobody listened. JayZ's sudden emotional collapse became more than just a trending topic. It was a mirror, a reflection of the unseen pressure, the emotional toll, and the damage done by decades of silence in an industry built on appearances. It was also a reminder of the past. Remember Big L? The rapper many believe was the real foundation of JayZ's early success. He died mysteriously, and some say his death paved the way for Reasonable Doubt to thrive. JayZ was the last one to see him alive. And now, people are starting to ask tough questions about that night. And then came the Grammy moment. Killer Mike wins 3 awards, only to be arrested the same night. Some insiders claim it was no coincidence, that JayZ may have had a hand in ensuring Mike didn't get his moment. Whether true or not, the timing was chilling. Even Kanye West, known for his outbursts and mental health battles, came out in support. It was like the hip-hop world paused. Everyone, even those who once battled with Jay, seemed to recognize that something real had happened. And in the middle of it all, Beyoncé remained silent, but that silence spoke volumes. Her life, her career, her fame, all of it is tied to JayZ. Being married to a music legend sounds like a dream, but in truth, it's a 24/7 performance. There's no break, no room to fall apart. And maybe, just maybe, JayZ's fall was the cost of carrying that weight for too long. The stories kept coming. Foxy Brown, Aaliyah. Names we've heard before, now linked to darker memories. People brought up underage relationships, industry exploitation, and broken friendships. Even Dame Dash's name resurfaced. A former friend, now estranged, who many say was betrayed. JayZ's fall wasn't just about him. It triggered a wave. A moment that forced the entire industry to confront its demons. It's not about whether he snapped for real or for show. It's about what that moment represents. Vulnerability, humanity, and the truth that even legends bleed. Behind the fame, behind the billions, behind the myth, JayZ is a man who's been through war. And when that war finally caught up to him, he didn't hide. He broke. And in breaking, he may have started something new. Because maybe this isn't the end. Maybe this is the moment JayZ finally gets honest. Not just with the world, but with himself. And if that's true, then we're not just watching a downfall. We're witnessing a rebirth.